Mensch ist ein eigenartiges Geschöpf.
I'm watching the right episode, right?
Das Verlangen zu unterdrücken.
I'm sorry. I gotta pause. I gotta go back. I was just like, wait a minute. I'm watching episode 7, right? Yes, I am. What was that? What? Okay. I get it now. I was like, wait a minute. What is happening? No. The characters they feel like they are there, but they are not there, you know? They feel their presence. Yeah. All of these are great shots, by the way. The composition and everything. Clearly separating the two subjects.
Der Schmerz, sein Schiff.
Yeah.
Das Verlangen, sein Kompass.
Yeah. We've been getting a lot of these moments where Adam is the one who is narrating the beginning of the story. In season 1, it was mostly Dr. Tannhaus, right?
80 Jahre alt. Todesursache, Schuss in die Brust. Ein blaues,
One brown.
Nennt sich Heterochromie.
Sie war auf dem Polizeirevier.
Mhm.
Am gleichen Tag, als Helge zurückgekommen ist.
Or are they gonna think that she was the one
Vielleicht ist sie
who...
die Komplizin von dem Verrückten.
Yeah.
Da ist noch was anderes. Ich bin nur zufällig drauf gestoßen. Der Körper ist
Radioactive?
völlig verstrahlt.
Ah.
Über längere Zeit einer starken Strahlung ausgesetzt gewesen sein.
Well, I mean, we know. Kind of.
Masse 125 Gigaelektronenvolt.
Ah, these are the recordings, right? That we heard before. From Claudia.
Ich muss die Zeit vergessen haben.
Lost track of time.
26. Juni.
You gotta prepare yourself. So interesting in this case, right? Hannah stole the briefcase, it would seem.
Mama?
Oh, she's gone. She is gone. Great placement of the mirror there. She's gonna go after her. Or at least go into the cave. Well, that's interesting. Gonna look back at that photo.
Dann machen wir das.
Wir.
Of course. Of course. It's gonna be hard for them to actually trust Bartosz in this moment, which is completely fair and understandable. But I do feel like Bartosz is trying to right his wrongs, right? Trying to redeem himself here. While also trying to amend his friendship and relationship with everybody else.
Kennst du diese Frau?
I don't think I remember seeing any interaction between Helge and her. Unless I'm misremembering.
Hat mir von ihr erzählt.
The White Devil?
Dem weißen Teufel.
Okay, there we go, full confirmation. This definitely intrigues Egon, right?
Der das da angetan hat?
No, somebody else. We know who. It is interesting though that up until Egon's, I guess, final day, right, he still has no idea who the White Devil is. Because he still asked about it, right?
Sie will uns töten. Uns alle. Aber sie hat doch noch gar nicht damit angefangen.
Yeah. Interesting way of putting it, though. She wants to kill us.
Musst du nicht bei der Arbeit sein?
Something about this world line? Perhaps? I'll talk about it later in the discussion.
Ich mag es hier. Ich muss los.
What if she is the one that will ultimately or accidentally kill Egon in a way? I don't know how, but it would be a paradox, that's for sure. Really bad feeling about this.
Was ist das? Das ist die Kopie eines Dokumentes der Meldebehörde Marburg.
Mhm.
Ich werde Sie festnehmen. Wegen des Verdachts auf Identitätsmissbrauchs.
Das können Sie gar nicht.
Ah, leaving it on a cliffhanger there.
Hannah? Hannah?
Well,
Wer sind Sie?
Komm doch rein.
yeah. I just realized who it is.
Ich glaube, ich habe gerade ein Déjà-vu oder so. Ich gehe mal lieber.
Ein Fehler in der Matrix.
The same lines.
Woher wissen Sie das?
Would they kill off Hannah and Hannah? Why am I saying Hannah? Would they kill off Martha in this episode? Or are they gonna save that for the season finale of season 2? How is this gonna tie in with the fact that Jonas has been looking at that specific place in the floor? This is still an anomaly though,
Glaube ich das nicht.
because he seems just fine. For now at least. But I mean, you know, these things can happen so suddenly.
Du hast die Welt von Anfang an anders gesehen.
Stay strong, Claudia. Parallels between Claudia and Jonas. The fact that they are... Martha's gonna die in this episode. Perfect parallel between Jonas and... Shit.
Kennst du diesen Film mit dem jungen Kerl, der mit seinem Auto... Das aus dem Film.
Might be true, man.
Das gibt es wirklich. Zeitreise.
He was so close to figuring it out before he died.
In Ihrem Büro wartet eine Frau auf Sie.
It's gonna be middle-aged Claudia. No, it's not. Otherwise, Egon would know in the future. Oh, is it? I was not thinking about... Okay. I was not expecting Hannah, even though it was... It was pretty obvious that Hannah was gonna go in the past. Okay. I was expecting Noah's sister, by the way.
Ich glaube, dass das mein Mann ist.
I mean, we know this is not gonna work.
Darf ich Sie nach Ihrem Namen fragen?
Nielsen. Katharina Nielsen.
She's not sitting on Dad's side of the table, though.
Hannah!
Oh no, she's... Oh, fuck. She's standing there. She's standing right there. She's standing right there.
Martha?
Okay.
Du warst da? Hast du Michael gesehen?
No, but they saw Ulrich.
Komm.
This should be interesting. An interrogation scene is always great, if done right.
Mein Bruder ist auch spurlos verschwunden. 86.
Oh. Did he stole his brother's identity?
Und er hieß auch Alexander.
Is that why he is so...
Köhle.
Okay, this makes so much more sense now.
Lesen Sie. Laut.
Oh man. The tension in this scene is... Clausen is fully in control of the scene, by the way.
Aber eins weiß ich ganz sicher. Sie sind definitiv nicht mein Bruder.
That was... my heart. That is a pretty good cut. But my man Egon does not look good.
Wir holen jetzt deine Sachen.
You're still going back to his apartment though to get his things.
Es ist besser, wenn ihr euch da raushaltet.
I mean, the parents know.
Ich fass es nicht. Das wusstet ihr also auch?
Yeah, their lack of reaction to it.
Scheiß Geheimnisse! Mann, ihr konntet nicht mal mit uns sprechen, als Papa mit Benny gebumst hat!
Oh, he is looking rough.
Ulrich. Ulrich, ich bin's.
Katharina, wie geht's, Katharina? Warte, Agnes.
Es fühlt sich irgendwie anders an, dich wiederzusehen.
She didn't answer the question.
Wenn du heute wählen könntest. Zwischen Katharina und mir.
I was about to say, Hannah, good job on you for looking out for Ulrich. And then you pull this shit. Fucking, I can't deal with this. No wonder the music was being sinister, like...
Ich liebe dich noch immer. Hol mich hier raus, dann verlasse ich Katharina.
Wow.
Ich liebe dich. Okay.
I mean, Ulrich is desperate, okay?
Was du willst, hol mich hier raus. Bitte. Anna, ich liebe dich. Hörst du? Ich liebe dich. Hannah, bleib! Ich liebe dich! Du scheiß Fotze! Bleib! Bleib bei mir!
I didn't have to say it. Ulrich is saying it right now, so. Jesus, Hannah, I'm trying to like your character, man. I'm trying to like you.
Ist das nicht mein Mann?
Really well written, by the way. Really well written. Really well written to be hated.
Vielleicht ist da was in den Höhlen.
Papa, lass das jetzt.
Clock is ticking. I don't like this. Oh, no, oh,
Du weißt es.
Was weiß ich?
Du weißt über die Zeitreise Bescheid. Wir müssen die Höhlen durchsuchen lassen.
Da ist nichts in den Höhlen. Es gibt keine Zeitreise.
Egon's also probably realizing who Claudia is.
Du willst das alles aufs Spiel setzen? Für nichts?
Please don't tell me Claudia is the one who killed his father. Oh no. I don't like this.
Lass los. Lass los! Beweg dich nicht. Ich...
Fuck me. I mean, she knows. This is the inevitable outcome.
Alles wird so geschehen, wie es schon immer geschehen ist. Aber wenn alles gelingt, dann wird sie leben.
Fuck.
Regina.
Just, oh no. I can't.
Es tut mir so leid.
Du bist der weise Teufel.
There's always surprises in this show. Wow. Wow.
Nielsen. Das ist ein ungewöhnlicher Name. Kennen Sie eine Agnes Nielsen?
Alles, was ich will, ist ein Neuanfang.
There is something in the back of my mind concerning Hannah. Claudia really is one of my favorite characters in the show. She really is.
Wer bist du?
Holy shit. He's with Claudia, right?
Wir müssen jetzt gehen.
Oh, this is such a role reversal. Now Jonas is the one who's leading Claudia. And then older Claudia is going to lead Jonas.
Ich weiß, was du getan hast. Sie hat es mir gesagt.
But this is an entirely different Jonas, in a sense that this is somebody who has realized, who realized his purpose in all of this, right? More calm, more collected, more mature, almost monotonous.
Wohin gehen wir?
In die Zukunft.
Okay. Give me a sec. Okay. I was looking at the family tree there for a bit. So because I was trying to make sure that what I'm about to say aligns with the timeline. We kind of know another Hannah Nilsson, but she's not really Hannah Nilsson, she's Jana Nilsson with a J. And the reason why I was kinda skeptical about that at first is because if Hannah stayed in the 50s all the way up to the 2010s, she would be super old, probably dead. So the only logical conclusion that I can get, if Hannah Nilsson is indeed Jana Nilsson, the oh god, if she is indeed Jana Nilsson, then she probably traveled forward into the 80s and then she settled then. What even is this show, man? Okay, Dark Season 2, Episode 7. I'm gonna be honest here, I was really, really worried for Martha in this episode. Because they were, I mean, obviously we are building up to the apocalypse. We are building up to the fact that a lot of the people that we know are going to die. Winden and the rest of the planet will be, quote unquote, destroyed or change for the worse, right? Which will lead up to the future that we saw, right, in the 50s, the 2050s, I mean. So I was really worried for Martha because this is also the day where Egon was going to die, right? And we've always had this really nice parallel between Jonas being the stranger and Claudia being the white devil, right? Because these two seem to be always on opposite sides. They are going to be in the same side, obviously, but towards the end of their journey, especially during their older years, right? You got Adam, you have Claudia, and obviously they're both going against each other, right? But it's always this nice little parallel between the two. These two characters are people who wants to change the world, right? They have been through a lot. They have seen what the past kind of, brought to them, and they want to change that. That was kind of the point of their time traveling. They want to change the past so that they can live in a far better future. And then in order to do so, they're gonna have to, break the loop and create a new universe. So the fact that Egon was going to die, and we are seeing Claudia going along with him throughout his final days, making sure that everything is all right. Doesn't want to, she's trying to make sure that the event will not happen. And I was really worried because I was kind of worried that they're gonna again do this parallel where Claudia and Egon is going to have their moment, and then Jonas and Martha is going to have that moment, like this back and forth between like, hey, in this exact same day, these two were quote unquote born into the White Devil or into Adam or the Stranger, if you will. So I was really worried about that, but that did not happen. I mean, obviously during the moments where we finally do see Martha and Jonas kind of, finally meeting together and having this little talk in the table, I was like kind of worried, like, oh no, because we know that Jonas has some sort of reaction to seeing a specific place within his house, right? He keeps looking at this specific spot on the floor, and at this point, I kind of have this feeling like I mean, it's a really it's kind of a logical conclusion that whatever happened in that spot is something that has changed Jonas forever. And what better, well, I guess in this case, what worst case scenario would it be than somebody dying, right? I mean, we know Martha is not going to be in the future. We know a lot of them are not going to be in the future because they're going to die, right? It's just a matter of like, how did they die? I was really worried that we're going to see Martha's death in this episode, but nah. I have a feeling that they're going to save that for like the finale of season 2. At this point, I am bracing for whatever's going to happen in the next episode, because the next episode is technically going to be the apocalypse, right? Where I have a feeling that is going to be a reset, because I don't know, it's hard to explain. It's a reset as in that is going to be where the world changes and you see the world that older Claudia has seen, right? The world that does not have Jonas in it. I'm still not sure how they're gonna do that, because we're dealing with two separate timelines here that are completely different from one another. It's not like we're following like a same linear timeline that is looping. No, we're actually supposedly going to be seeing a new different timeline that is separate from this loop. So yeah, I was kind of worried about Martha in this episode, but I guess not. But still though, Egon and Claudia. Oh man. That part was, I wasn't expecting it throughout the entire season up until this episode, where they are dropping the hints, and the more you think about it, the more it becomes like a logical conclusion again, as in, oh, it's gonna be a paradox. I mean, at this point, why didn't I thought about that in the first place? I guess it's just a matter of like, it never really occurred to me, or the thought never crossed my mind that Claudia will be the result of Egon's death. But now think about it, the parallel is there with the last episode, because in the last episode we are dealing with Jonas being the one responsible for Mikhail's death, and now we're dealing with the fact that Claudia is the one who is responsible for Egon's death. The very same people who are trying to save the person that they love are ultimately the one who killed them. I guess it's because I was already it's mostly because I've already experienced that with Jonas, that I wasn't really expecting it going to happen again with Claudia, and that kind of caught me off guard just a bit, because I was like, wait, are they oh nope, they're definitely doing it. At the point where Claudia said, let's go back to your apartment and grab your things, that is when I fully realized, oh shit, she is in one way or another going to be the one responsible for Egon's death. Which, this is I don't want to say a cliche, but it is a trope in a lot of time travel movies and shows and stories, right? Where character dies, We don't know how they die. And then it is the plot twist reveal that the character died because of the protagonist or because of the people who are trying to prevent their deaths. If you've seen, well, I don't really want to say it because that would be kind of a spoiler, but there are, let's just say, other stories out there that are quite popular, especially in the anime scene, where this has happened a lot. Like genuinely speaking, the more I think about it, a lot of animes that I watch that revolves around time travel usually ends up with this. Oh, this character died because of the hero. They really do love that trope, do they? It's not a bad trope at all, because it always, it's always the unexpected, like, whoa, wait, what? You know? But yeah, it is also again like a really good stepping stone for Claudia, and also for her to finally realize her place and like the gravity of the situation, right? It is a hard lesson to learn for both Claudia and Jonas in the previous episode of every action has consequences, and everything that they think are doing is preventing the future is actually the thing that created the future, right? It is a harsh reality, and it is a maddening thought, because these two are trying to prevent that, and yet every action that they do ends up propelling the thing that they wanted to prevent in the first place. So I can totally see them going extremely, mad at all of this, and probably why they ultimately change direction, right? They both ultimately separate from one another in terms of like their goals and alignment. I feel like at this point, Adam wants to preserve the time loop because he realizes that a lot of these things is going to happen, but I'm going to be alive for an infinite amount of time because of this. And I want to keep it that way. Whereas I feel like Claudia is still going to be, no, we still need to change this. I don't accept this. But in order to do so, we're going to have to sacrifice a couple of people. And that is the thing that Adam doesn't want to do, I feel like. Because why would Adam want to follow Claudia? I mean, the previous episode, we kind of pretty much established that Adam does not want to change the status quo at all, right? He is saying that he wants to change the status quo to younger Jonas, but ultimately he doesn't want to, right? Because he knows that whatever younger Jonas is going to do is ultimately going to propel whatever it is that is going to happen in the future, thus making sure that Adam is quote-unquote alive, right? Now, I'm gonna get a bit sidetracked here. I'm gonna talk about Hannah in this episode, because my oh my, I really do love her character. Don't get me wrong, I love the way that she is written. But my god, it is really hard for me to like her character. I think she is well written. Again, don't get me wrong, she is well written, and that needs to be commended. I think she is a great character. At the same time, she is a gonna quote Ulrich on this, a you know what word I'm gonna say, a real douchebag. I'll just put it that way. But the one thing that does tickle my fancy, of course, is Hannah Nilsson. You know, it didn't really click for me when she first said it. Like, oh, she's no. She No, she introduced herself as Katarina Nilsson, not Hannah Nilsson. My bad. But still, though, I am still thinking about that idea that Hannah Nilsson is Jana Nilsson. Jana Nilsson. How do you pronounce her name? It's been more than a season since we last saw her. Actually, we haven't seen her throughout season 2. I don't think like we haven't seen her at all. But I don't know, man. Mikhail, Hannah, Jana. I don't know, man. Sometimes it's pretty obvious. It would also be like pretty. It's if Hannah is Yana, Ulrich just has been fucking his mom. I'm sorry. I'm just I'm thinking about like the entire Nilsson and Conwald family here, and I'm like, wait a minute. If that is the case, and if that is true, which at this point I kind of feel like that can be true. Although if that is true, then Hannah needs to get out of the 1950s and goes into the 80s, because I feel like if she stayed in the 50s, then that does not align well with like the age that she would have been if she was Jana Nilsson in the 2010s. Like, she would be super old at that point, like super old, maybe over 100 years old, that's for sure. So if that is the case, then Ulrich has been shagging his mom. And then you have Jonas, who's been doing it with his aunt. Which means Hannah was doing it with her grandson in order for Jonas to be born? What is going on? What is going on? That is some next level of mindfuckery. Like, I'm wrapping my head around that. And I have a feeling that that may not probably be wrong. I feel like that's gonna be the case. I feel like Hannah Nilsson is actually gonna be Jana Nilsson. It will play nicely with, you know, again, paradoxes and the very nature of the show. I mean that's just how it is, right? Characters that we have seen are also this other character that we have seen. Like, that's just the show. I don't think there's other characters who have very familiar names or similar names aside from Mikhail and Hanayana. I don't think there is. But I don't know, man. I kind of feel like that's gonna be the case. I feel like, I mean, if Hannah chose to stay, are they also kind of hinting a possible affair between Hannah and Egon? And, you know, speaking of other characters, Alexander. I was genuinely almost confused a bit as to like the direction that they were going for in that interrogation scene, I mean, because obviously the end result of the investigation scene is that Clausen was trying to find his brother, right? That is like the reveal that we got. Like, why was he here? Right? Like his ulterior motive now makes complete total sense. Because at first I was like kind of suspecting him to be a part of Sigmundus, but now it feels a lot more personal for him. It makes total sense about his character at all, you know, and all that stuff. Ultimately, we end the interrogation room with the reveal that, again, of Clausen's objective, and that ultimately he doesn't really care that much about whatever is happening at Winden, because his ultimate objective is to find his brother, right? I was almost under the impression that they're going to do a reveal that Alexander is his brother, but that is not the case, and I don't think that will be the case. Looking at the photo that Clausen was looking at, pretty sure that doesn't look like younger Alexander at all, right? Younger Boris. But the entire Clausen subplot, I guess, it does bring some interesting developments for Alexander, because Alexander has been this character that really doesn't have much to say in the grand scheme of things. Like, if you look at all of the other characters, right, you got Claudia, like even Regina and everybody else, like they are all kind of connected with like the whole time traveling aspects of the show. And then you have Alexander here, who just so happens to, you know, ran away from his hometown and then traveled to Winden with Forge identity, and that's pretty much it, right? I'm still unsure about like his overall position in the world. Like, does he have any? Well, I mean, he is the he is like the head honcho for like the power plant and all. So there is that, right? He is kind of responsible for like dumping all of the radiation and all that stuff. But I mean, more specifically about like, does he have any active involvement with the show? Because I feel like he is more of a passive involvement. Like, he is doing a lot of things that changes the show without him knowing, though. And that's the thing, right? That's why I'm saying he's more of a passive character. He's doing a lot of things, but the things that he is doing may not necessarily be what he thinks is, sorry, let me rephrase that. Some of the things that he is doing in the show may not necessarily be things that he is aware of in terms of like the overall importance of it for the main story, right? So I really do appreciate that we are diving deeper into his character, even though right now it does still feel semi-detached from everything else. But it's nice to have that development nonetheless, right? This more of this exploration of this character who really is posing as somebody else, right? And what are the repercussions, right? Like, what is he thinking? Like, does he still have like what is going on inside of his mind that he is able to be free of all of that past, and now the past is catching up to him, right? Again, even though Clausen just straight up said, I don't really care about what is going on with this crazy stupid town of yours, but I'm just looking for my brother, right? That was kind of like essentially it for the interrogation room, right? So, but it's the fact that Alexander was just straight up like shitting bricks during that interrogation. Like, what's gonna happen? Like, is he gonna rat me out? Like what's gonna happen, right? So I do love that part, and I kind of want to see more of that, because again, we still haven't gotten that connection for his character with everything else. I feel like every other character of the main families in the show has some connection with the time travel stuff in one way or another. Alexander has just been this kind of character just right there in like in the back who's like, hey guys, I'm here too, you know, like I am kind of, you know, anticipating, like, of course we will probably see more of him maybe in the future, but right now we are almost at the end of season 2. We still haven't seen much of him in terms of like his involvement. Not to say that he is a bad character. I really enjoy his character a lot. I'm just saying, you know, not much of a involved character in the show, but enough. That's enough of my semi blabbering of his character. What else? You know, I think that's gonna be it for this discussion, this review of season 2, episode 7 of Dark. Again, really enjoyed this episode, just like all of the other episodes of Dark. It's a really great show. But yeah, I'm just gonna jump straight into the next episode after this. So I'll probably dump more discussion, more review, more of my thoughts in the season 2 finale video. So hope you guys enjoyed this reaction and review of this episode of Dark. If you do, and you haven't already, hit the like, subscribe. Early access is available on the Patreon if you do want to support the channel. You do get up to 2 weeks plus 3 weeks even of early access if the schedule is consistent. I apologize if it's not really consistent. But if you do want to support the channel, and again, early access, even for $1, you already get like 1 week of early access. So for consideration, you know. All right, enough of me shilling. All the links in the description below, by the way. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I will see you all next time for the season 2 finale of Dark. Take care. Have a nice day. Peace.